Next up, a book launch, and one word pretty much sums it up: unburnable.
Unburnable is a riveting narrative of family, betrayal, vengeance, and murder, written by Antiguan-born novelist Marie-Elena John. John paid a visit to TNT to officially launch the book.
Well, actually, it wasn't much of an inspiration in the usual sense of writers being inspired, because I wasn't a writer. I was a Africa development sort of practitioner. I ran projects in Africa, but I was trying to figure out what else I can do, because the travel had become really difficult with kids and managing a family. And I said, okay, let me see if I can write a book. Then once I started writing, what came out was the sum of my experiences to date, not in terms of the content, not the plot, that's pure imagination, but the underlying context, the knowledge of Africa. Africa culture is a very big part of what's going on in the book. My Caribbean upbringing and my experience in an African American context, because I've lived half my life in Antigua and half in between Washington, D.C. and New York. And then for half of that time, I traveled quite extensively in most parts of Africa. So you see all of those things come together in this book. I call it an African diaspora book, because it covers all those elements. The book starts with the central character, Lillian. You meet her as a grown woman living in D.C., and she is about to go and seduce her old friend, Teddy, an African-American man. You can tell, has some emotional issues, but she is going back, by hook or crook, she's going back to Dominica from where she was sent as a very young girl under traumatic conditions. She's going back to uncover the truth behind all the family secrets and scandal that she barely knows about. She does know that her grandmother hung in 1950 for murder. She has a feeling the grandmother was not a murderer. She wants to find out what really happened, but she doesn't think she can handle it herself. So she and Teddy go back to Dominica, and little by little, this story is unraveled about what really happened back from the 20s, going all the way up to the point at which the grandmother hung. And at the very end, you really find out the truth, which I can't tell you. It's a big revelation at the end. Next, I'm going to write another book, if I can do it at all, but I think I will. I'm going to write another book. I have another couple months of heavy promoting, and then by October, I think, I want to settle back down and work on the second book. Much more intimate than this one. This book is intimate, but it covers really big issues. It tackles religion and class and female sexuality and control of women's sexuality and it covers African history and Caribbean history and African American immigration and everything. This one, I'd like it to be a lot more focused on one character or two, and I'm very interested in looking at relationships within the context of a marriage and issues of truth and love and trust. But it was going to involve, of course, Caribbean people, American people, and an African context, because that's the context I have, and I'm going to wrap it all up in there.